Well, my name is Gianluca Novi. I'm Italian. I live in Boston since about 16 years, and I've been a researcher all my life. Faculty Harvard Medical School. Until the end of March, I was director of the Medical Device and Simulation Lab for Mass General. And I've been obsessed by one question for which I built this project, Circular Protocol. And this question is, after COVID, the trust in healthcare has been very heavily affected because of all this huge information that came out about a lot of stuff that wasn't done in the right way. So what comes next? What comes next, in my opinion, is not the trust for healthcare in the way we used to know it before, which was really based on branding, on perception of the people involved. So in my opinion, what comes next is a trust built on transparency. And that's why I think DeSci is becoming a thing and is growing constantly. And DeSci, in my opinion, is built by 4 different pillars. I'm sorry, I don't have a presentation for this. I just came down from an airplane after 18 hours of flight, and I came straight here for this. And I wasn't aware there was this. Anyway, there are 4 pillars in DeSci. One is definitely the funding, and we have seen that 99.9% of projects are all really focused on funding, tokens. But there are another 3 pillars which are equally important in my opinion. One is integrity. So can I demonstrate that whatever I'm doing is based on real life data? 25% of researchers have admitted that they tweaked the data to support their thesis. And about 45 know about a colleague that tweaked the data to meet their requirements for their research. All that is happening right now with CDC, the data that has been deleted, all these retrospective studies that cannot be done, everything depend on the fact that the data was not auditable. So that is the integrity. Then there is the ownership. Here we heard several people talking about, I have an NFT IP. DeSci offers you the possibility to register an IP without even showing the entire text of the invention, which is different from a patent. It's cheap, it's worldwide, and is immediate. And then we have the 4th pillar, which is censorship. What happens if one of you finds, I don't know, the secret to make life extended limitless? Probably will not see the market, will not see the light. They'll kill him before he gets to the market. So can we build all these kind of tools that can make healthcare in the future transparent, based on truthful data, demonstrable data, so that you heard Spindau, we have to meet the requirements for regulation in Europe, in the United States, in different districts. Why is this important? Because as a consumer, each one of us wants to verify now that the stuff that Spindau or any other of these projects, it's real. It's no mambo jumbo. Between all these token projects, which are dressed up as a scientific projects, I assure you that there is a percentage that they are still a DeFi project, a matter of fact. How can I verify if that is possible or not? Well, that's what we have been doing. Circular Protocol is a layer 1 blockchain, and it's designed for data certification. So meets 2 of the requirements of FDA and the other regulators. One is the data integrity, and the other is auditing trails. All the other blockchains do this through NFTs. We created the certificate, which is a dynamic structure instead that is created with multiple transactions and grows over time. And we created 2 type of APIs. We have an enterprise APIs that abstracts away completely the crypto. So if you want to work and you work in a teaching institution, an healthcare provider, you don't need to expose yourself to a crypto for that. And then we have obviously the standard APIs if you are a crypto native and you like to build, your standard Web3 application. Right now, we are onboarding pretty much an average of, I will say, probably a couple of projects every month. So these are all projects. We started onboarding projects since the beginning of this year, and the majority are all DeSci projects. And the list goes down, but for some reason is not scrolling anymore. But anyway, we are onboarding a lot of these projects. And why we are onboarding these projects? Because these are projects, they want to make a difference and they want to show the difference to the market. I am a DeSci project. What I'm doing is legit. It's based on data that I can certify, and I can certify the result. You know the process, you know the input, you know the output, and you can verify that at any stage. Data can be used as an attack vector, just like code. I can take each one of these researchers that have been presenting here, and if I provide them the properly biased data, they will obtain biased results. That is very important, and it's actually scary. Even if they're creating an AI, they can create a biased AI. An AI that can carry my narrative if I am the bad actor. Let's say that I am the evil pharmaceutical company that wants to sell a drug. I can just invest into data brokerage and make sure that whoever is going to use that data is going to end up creating something that is going to endorse my products. Today, everything on the data supply chain is based on trust. On trust for the brand, on trust for who's the company that is selling data. But the truth is that behind the data and behind the companies, there are human beings. And human beings love checks. And when that interferes with your job, or with your research, the outcomes can be unpredictable and I would say scary. So anyway, if you are building a DeSci project, I know you were expecting something about a new type of funding for DeSci projects. That'll come later. If you're building something on DeSci and you care about not being cited by the FDA, by the way, because as soon as you hit the market and they find out your data doesn't support data integrity and auditing trail, they'll bring you to court, just like SEC used to do with tokens. Come, knock to our door, because we also support some of the projects. We also have small grants. We have a small project at this stage, and we try to support the best way we can to also to guide you through compliance and make sure that you do the right steps and the stuff that you do cannot be attacked by regulators. Thank you.